Hi there, it's Madrika de Maria and welcome back to the channel, the place that helps you create success the feminine way. If you haven't done so already, please do go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And the topic for today is, what's your wealth plan and what's missing? Remember, I am only sharing my 26 years of success using tools and strategies and techniques that I use to get there. Take what you like, leave the rest. Remember, this is your journey and it's unique. So let's go ahead and dive right in. So, serious topic. Most women think wealth creation is a serious topic. The reason we think that sometimes is because it feels like it's a man's world. But we don't have to compete against men. It's not them and us, it's just us too, and it's in our way. I'm really passionate about this because over the years I have really noticed that business and financial independence has been something that of interest to me. Not because I enjoy doing those things, it's because I love, notice I say love, the outcome it gives me. For me, financial freedom is just the vehicle. What the outcome is that it gives me freedom and choice to do whatever I like, whenever I like. So a lot of the times we do have this thing, it's a man's world, so it seems scary. But if we do it in a feminine way, it doesn't necessarily need to feel scary because it's more what you're in flow with. A lot of women also, in order to be in the corporate world and to be in that wealth arena where it's very, very masculine driven, end up going into a lot of their masculine energy, and what they find that is really difficult to maintain. I know I have done that in my time. I've always looked very feminine, but inside I have sometimes really had to tap into my masculine energy, like warrior mode, and sometimes just stayed there, and that's not good because you end up really not feeling true to yourself. For me, I ended up having massive adrenal fatigue because I just got so tired coming from that place, whereas really feminine energy is about attracting things into your life, and masculine energy is about drive. So it's out there, we're in, they're out. So it's very different, and it's absolutely fine to create it in a feminine way. So I also look at, hey, now how do we create success in a feminine way, but creating wealth is even more important, creating it in a feminine way. So let me share some really simple things today. You will see that I also have more topics around wealth. One of the businesses that I own, the main one, does teach wealth education, and that's the vehicle of stock market, which is an awesome vehicle for women, which women don't think is accessible to them, but actually is, and actually women make better traders. So let's go into the topics about what your plan is. What is your plan? Do you have one? Do you not have one? If you don't have one, then it's not going to happen. And it's absolutely fine because every day is a reset day. We can start from today. So I hope you get some really good tips and tricks from this video and you take away some things. So in this time, especially in this time of uncertainty, we can sort of go, let's just bury our heads in the sand, and let's just not think about it. Let's just hope it goes away. You should never live from that place of it will just go away, because it never does. If it does, it goes away a little bit, but not majorly. So money management would be the first thing I'd say to you to look at. Now, what does money management mean? Most of us have not been taught money management at school or anywhere else, sometimes not even by our parents, because it was never talked about. Money's never talked about. So money management would be some simple techniques about what money you receive from whatever form that you receive that, whether it's a job, it's a business, etc. If you're self-employed, what money comes in and what money's going out. So when you're looking at the money that's going out, it's where's your spending. Some things are necessities. You need to pay your bills, you need to pay your mortgage, you need to pay your rent, etc. And then you've got things that I would call luxuries, your spending account, your play account, as I call it. And you want to be looking at that money management. So currently, people are spending a lot less money than they would normally because they're just not going out and spending it. And that's been a really interesting learning for when I've been coaching some of my clients. They kind of go, I've got nowhere to spend my money. I'm like, that's brilliant, save it. Spend it on something that you really need to spend it on. Don't just spend it for the sake of it. And it's kind of going, you know, what are your spending habits really will show up in this time. So where you're maybe missing wanting to spend that money because you might be going out, you know, out to restaurants and bars and things like that, so you're not spending that money there, where can you use that money to save right now? Now, a lot of people are feeling quite a lot of emotions at the moment, so there will be a fair bit of emotional buying. So I would really look to nurture what those emotions are and find ways to do that in a different way rather than spending money and doing emotional retail therapy. It's not a good time to do retail therapy now because we don't know what the next 6 months to a year is going to be like. So, you know, you'd look at sort of the money that you need to spend on your necessities. Look at your savings and keep them aside. Obviously have some money to spend that you want to do some luxury things with, you know, a play account. So a money system we teach in our business, in our Wealth Creation Masterclass, is siphoning that money away. So the old-fashioned way was we'd have pots. So you'd have the money that's come in, then you'd have your necessities, you'd have your savings, you've had your play account, you'd had your contribution account, and then I'm saying accounts, but pots, and then you would have your long-term savings pot. Nowadays, we teach it in accounts. So you basically have 5 bank accounts. You have one where everything comes in, where your necessities get paid, and then the other 4, you have accounts where you set up standing orders that go into those accounts. And the percentages are up to you. Typically, your necessities is something like 60 to 70%, and you would put 10% in the others. Now, your play account is for you to blow. That month, you blow that play account. Now, at the moment, there isn't a lot to do out there. So you might not want to blow your play account and might want to sort of blow it when all the restrictions are off. Or you might want to use your play account to learn a new skill. So what would be really good is if you start looking at how are you really managing your money and look at that, where you're saving money. Don't spend the money for the sake of it. Save it for now, and so that it can come in handy for later on. That doesn't mean enjoy as well, because it is a tough time and you might need a little bit of help along the way. I know for me, for example, I love fashion, I love clothes. But my money management mindset is so strong that I remember early in the lockdown, I think week 2 or something, I was on the Zara website because I was bored one night and I was like, oh, I love looking at clothes, looking down the Zara, and I saw a blazer, and beautiful cream blazer. Like, I haven't got enough, I have a lot. I do love a blazer though, and you know, my wardrobe is full of them. But I saw this cream blazer and I was like, oh, it's so beautiful. Scroll down, reduced 50%. And then scroll down a bit and reduced a bit more. This jacket was £15. And I went to put it in my basket and then I went, what are you doing? We are in a lockdown, you know, things are going to be tough. Why are you buying a jacket? And it was £15, but my money's mindset told me it was wrong, because I have loads of jackets, but also in this time it just made me go, no, it's not the right thing to do. So I didn't, you know. So it'll be really interesting to see how strong is your money mindset. It's not that I can't afford it, I can, but it's just my money mindset, knowing that we're in a very unusual time and it's uncertain. I rather save the money, keep the money to use that. Now, that doesn't mean I haven't had takeaway deliveries and things, that the experiences that I've had with the kids, I've spent money to do things, but I've done it with things that have been able to build experiences for us rather than material things that I don't feel are necessary right now. So the other thing is, if you are in a job right now, and some of you might have been furloughed, not working at the moment, some of you are working, is how can you secure your job the best you can? You know, there is no crystal ball, you know, knowing that it will happen, but the best that you can. So add value to your boss, add value to your customers. It's in a time like this that people really remember what you did and what helped them. And where there are many businesses suffering at this time, if you add value to your boss, you will really see that they will really appreciate the support that they get. So do that. Also, if there are new skills that you are, you wanted to learn in your role, enroll on those. Use some of your savings that you've got, use those to buy a home study course, an online training, watch videos so that you can really hone your skill, so that you can add so much value to your business or to your career. And that's a really good one. If you've got a business yourself, what are you doing in this time? In this time, did you do anything, or did you bury your head in the sand? It's really important that you were proactive. And if you aren't, it's not too late. Do it now. Get proactive. Really look at what are the things that I can put in place that when this lockdown comes off, that you can really, really look to thrive and not just survive. And kind of, look at, what are the areas that I can learn? What procedures and processes can I put in? What is the things that I really struggle doing? What takes up most of my time? In this time, you can really reflect on your business and be strategic, because you're not in the day by day of it. What are the strategic things that you can look at? What can you delegate when you get back? What are the things that you can sort of go, actually, I can put that into a system. Actually, I can automate that, but I never have the time to do that. So go ahead and really look at those things and work on those. Those will be really, really powerful. The time right now about saving and spending, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but where you're saving, what are the best investments that you can make right now? Are you even thinking about that? Can you invest in yourself? The biggest investment you can always make is in yourself, and people don't see this as an investment, and it is huge. So look at, is there anything that you need to learn and grow about? Currently, the markets are down. The stock market's down. The property market will be down. If you have money that you've got saved, now's a really good time to look at investing in these areas. We specialize in investing, really. I wouldn't even say it's trading, because it is long-term investing. So you really want to be looking at what you can buy and hold at the moment to really help you do that as well. You can hear the phone going off in the background, the joys of working from home in the lockdown. So really look at, where can you make these investments? If you go ahead and look at our business, it's Investment Mastery, you will see that we teach very long-term strategies on the stock market, really safe stocks, safe companies that you can really look at, and that will help you too. So go ahead and sort of think about, spend the time to go, where can I do investments? Learn. Be careful, there are a lot of horrible scams going on out there, so do your research. But investing is an awesome time to do it. Really invest low, and then the returns will come when the markets come back up again. So just to recap there, money management is key right now. Make sure you're doing both. You're saving your money. Some of you have lost your jobs, and that's really difficult as well. Look to see if you've got any savings that you can save on. Look to build a skill that you've got. Look at your money management. Then look at how you can add value in your job and your business. And also then look at where can you make investments right now where the markets are really low, so that you can reap the rewards later on. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and remember that you can create wealth in a feminine way. You do not have to do it in a masculine way. I have going to be doing more videos on this later on as we go. Please do hit the subscribe button and do stay tuned in. If you like this video, please hit like. I'd love to hear your comments. Remember, success is not a spectator sport. You have to do stuff. So if you've got any actions that you're taking, please put them in the comment. I'd love to help you and support you on those. And until I see you again, remember, magic happens when you're simply you.